Hey everyone, I'm Nate.
And I'm Abby.
We're the RC Sailors, and it's about time! It has been so long since we've had a decent RC plane on our channel, even in the air. Now, I mean, on our vlog channel we've flown a couple times, but really, to feature a new plane, and by new I do mean new to me, and this is actually still fairly new. This is the Tower Hobbies P-51 Mustang. It's a 4-channel. I got mine. Everyone calls them something different. Bind and fly, receiver ready, plug and play, whatever. You put your own receiver in, your own battery, and it's good to go. And I have to say, I've been messing around with building some planes through the winter that you guys will eventually learn more about. And this one, out of the box, compared to about 5 others, was the quickest and easiest to get in the air. And I will be flying on my Tactic TTX 660. It's actually a newer model with a backlit screen, pretty much the 650, but just a few little upgrades like knobs up here. So we'll talk a little bit about that, but mostly we want to focus on this airplane today. Comes in at $120, and it's a 40-inch wingspan. Again, 4 channels. That's power, elevator, rudder, and ailerons. You have optional flaps and optional retractable landing gear. I opted out of those to keep it at that $120, $110, somewhere around there. Beautiful plane. Like I said, it was easy to get together. I'm going to give it a quick flight and a little trim here, and then after we get that trimmed up, I'll put a fresh battery in. We'll have some more fun with it. I'll show you under the canopy and everything. So let's put this in the air. That worked. It's flying pretty well. Flying great.
The landing's gonna go down into the nose.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's gonna be real.
Cut the throttle. You don't break your prop. I guess I should stand by you.
It said it's made for belly landing, so.
Oh, really?
So my one complaint is, after that trimming flight, it's definitely very nose heavy. So you saw my unique takeoff I had to do. I think Abby got that on camera. This is kind of funny. It's, I mean, super strong magnets, but you would think that it would disconnect up here, but it actually disconnects way back here. And then there's a tab up there, foam. So be sure not to yank on the front end, you pull on the back end. So inside here, I think I did a pretty good job at getting it cleaned up. I like the placement of the servos because they're very easily accessible. If you need to move your arm or adjust the push rod, you can extremely easily. I just really like the placement of that, so good job to them. The main screw that's holding the wing on is right here. So it all comes off. You've got a Y harness to a servo wire, and then the one screw, and that main wing comes off. So that's really nice for packing it around. And then I've placed my receiver in their recommended location, and I split the antennas off in each direction. This is just a LiPo alarm for my really old battery. Surprised it didn't go off while we were flying. And there's my battery placement for a 2100 milliamp 3-cell, which is fairly close to their recommended size, 1800, 2200 size. And the CG is placed in the instruction manual, extremely detailed, but it's somewhere around here. But I didn't have to give it a lot of up elevator trim or anything. It's still very level with the wing back there. So, you know, I think the placement is pretty good. It's just a nose heavy plane. Overall, I love the open, like there's a lot of extra room in here. Most of the time you put your battery in and you're cramming your wires in, and it's just really low on the real estate. So I like that a lot. The build time was like, 20 minutes and I was ready to go. Major complaint, it is nose heavy on the ground. So taking off and landing is gonna be pretty ugly unless you have an asphalt runway.
Like you will at RCS Fest.
Yeah, come to RCS Fest. It should be a lot of fun, and as long as this is still in one piece, I'll be flying it there. For sure. So now what I want to do is just get this back in the air on a fresh battery and just fly it for fun with you guys, and you should enjoy some fun B-roll footage there that Abby and I are going to come up with. So let's put this back in the air. By the way, gigantic props to Tower Hobbies for their instruction manual on this. It was 100% English, step by step, very easy to understand. Told you, get away from the prop there, exactly how to do everything, no questions asked. I mean, really good job on the instructions. I'm very impressed with what they did there. So this is a great company to support if you want a nice Warbird. They've got other options as well. I love their Corsair. They have a nice Hellcat too. So be sure to check them out. We'll have it linked in the description box below. This is going to be a lot of fun to fly. There's very little wind right now. I'm very excited.
So since Nate doesn't have someone to like hand launch him, what he's having to do is slingshot it. He's having to juice it and give it a ton of throttle till it has enough power to pretty much just straight lift off. And up elevator. Don't forget the up elevator. So let's see if he can do it this time. There he goes. Oh, came toward us a little bit. That was kind of scary, but he did it. That's pretty hard to take off when it's nose heavy like that. And what you'll notice is probably every single landing you see in this video, it'll go down on its nose. And we've had a few Tower Hobbies planes that do that. Like they all, like our Corsair and our Hellcat, they all had a tendency to just be nose heavy.
Yeah. So I got it trimmed up and she's flying great.
But you know, good, better wheels, like better landing gear, if you got like retracts and stuff,
yeah,
like it would fix that problem.
Yep. This one is ready to go for retracts, but it comes with the little wires. And that was a sloppy roll, but we did it. It flies pretty scale, and that silver paint looks even reflective.
Yeah, it is
in
reflective.
The sun. It's really nice. Yeah. I'll try to fly a little closer, but I'm just trying to get a few moves in since I'm not familiar with this plane, and it's been a long time since I've been able to just come out and fly like this. Everything that I'm doing feels really scale with this. I think you're gonna like how it flies, Abby, and when you guys are watching our chase footage,
I'm flying the plane.
Yes.
And Nathan is flying the quadcopter, chasing the plane. So that's always fun.
Climbs pretty well. There is a stall.
And if you're new to our channel and you're like, hey camera woman, shut up, because we have videos like that where you never see me and people like to say that, go watch some of our other videos where I admit it.
Abby's just as much a part of this as me. So crazy that people even say that, but people are mean on YouTube. Let's see if we can get a little inverted. Yeah.
You just shot it down.
Oh, okay. I gotta
shoot the bird down.
Yep, I gotta chase it. Pow, 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 pow. Die, bird, die! No, not really.
That was funny.
Let's see if it can just kind of snap around a little bit. It's a pretty scale plane. It's not really a 3D plane or anything, but I'm very happy with the rates that are pretty much just stock with my Tactic transmitter. I'm telling you guys, I know everybody likes Spectrum and Futaba and JR, and not JR anymore because they're not around, but Tactic for me over the last like 4 or 5 years has just been my staple go-to, safe. I know how to do it. It works. It always has a good connection. I've got long range. I love Tactic, and you really should give them the time of day and check it out. Huge fan of the Tactic transmitter receiver combos.
Actually, we have somebody that we've met a couple times at Flight Fest. What are their names? Brian? Is his name Brian, Nathan? And his son?
Oh yeah, okay.
They fly Tactic.
Yeah, there's quite a few people that
they took us up on our thoughts about it, and I think they enjoyed it a lot. If I got your name wrong, I'm sorry, but I know you know who you are.
Okay, inverted isn't great. Well, it is, but I had to really give it a lot more than I was expecting, so that was my first little inverted trial flight.
The Keegan family. It's the Keegans.
Keegans.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's the Keegans. They're flying tactics. This is a really beautiful plane. I've always loved the P-51 Mustang. It's my favorite plane. And is this my first? It's my first P-51, isn't it?
On the channel, yeah.
I looked away for a second, so the dive there was kind of sloppy. But I want to do a couple low flybys here for you. We'll get fairly close. I don't know what too close is for that lens. You tell me.
That's fine. That's good.
It's got good power. I'm getting a little breeze now from left to right. Yeah, it's cold, isn't it?
It's about, what, 40 degrees today?
Look at that, look at that. Did you see the...
I hope I got that.
Yeah.
What was it doing?
Buffering. No,
buffering?
It's buffing in the wind. We definitely got a strong breeze kicking up there. So I'm going to keep it a little higher just because it's really pushing it around. You wouldn't want to fly this in anything over about 10 miles an hour, I'd say.
It said it was only supposed to be 5 mile an hour gust, but
it's gusting stronger than that.
Yeah.
There's full throttle. We'll just climb, 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 climb. She'll climb for a while. And I killed it right there. Oh, there's my alarm.
So Nate buys these like little cheap, like less than $1 LiPo alarms,
right,
and it helps save your battery. So we'll try to remember to link one in the description. If we forgot, I'm sure one of you will let us know. But it helps prolong the life of your battery.
Definitely. Now I was full throttle, so my alarm stopped going off now because the voltage sunk down pretty low on that full throttle climb.
Give us like a cool knife edge or something.
Now a P-51 Mustang isn't going to be able to knife edge really,
No.
but I'll show you best effort here. That's full rudder. We're struggling, but it's there, kind of.
It is struggling, it got loud.
Yeah, I had to give it a lot of throttle. And I'm not very good at knife edging either.
Okay, now shoot something down, ready? I was like lightsaber noise, or
I'd say that was like a
stormtrooper. Pew pew pew.
Alright, this is a really awesome plane. I love the Tower Hobbies Warbirds that are around 100, 120 bucks or so. They've always been some of my favorite planes because you can keep them in one piece in the trunk of your car, but they fly really well. I just am very happy with their performance. They fly in some wind, and as long as you are confident in your own ability, you know, you can fly in kind of a lot of wind with these things. And they're just about ready to fly. You just pair them up with your favorite transmitter and one of your batteries. I love the price. They look great. Attention to detail is just, it's all there. I'm a huge fan. And Tower Hobbies and Hobbyco, to be honest, right now, they could use your support. So if you're looking for an airplane to fly this summer, just do yourself a favor and pick this up. I'm going to be landing here in just a minute.
And this is only one in their series. I mean, they have their Corsair, they have their Hellcat, they have the Millennium Master, which was my favorite until I crashed it. Like, they have a ton of planes, Tower Hobbies does, with this like 40-inch wingspan.
I wouldn't say a ton. It's just like 4 or 5.
Quite a few options though. I mean, enough for you to probably find something you like.
I think that the Mustang now has multiple color schemes.
And I think you can buy it with the retracts already on it.
So let's go ahead and get a very embarrassing landing going on. This is going to be really sloppy. Hopefully it's not behind the
It's going to go
shrub.
nose heavy.
Yeah.
Like it's just going to go right into the ground, the nose.
Yeah, here we go, here we go. Hopefully we
Don't
get
judge. It needs better.
Oh!
It needs better landing gear. Like
That was rough.
It went right between the airplane thing too. That everybody always asks what those are for. It's for like gas planes to like tune and do whatnot that I don't really know about.
Well, about 7-minute flight time, that's pretty average. You know, maybe if it was a little warmer, I'd push it to 9 to 10 minutes or so on that size battery, and just my flying style. You could probably get 12-15 minute flight if you were just going in a little oval, like little circle above. So pretty good flight time, pretty average. I'm very happy with that. Just pick yourself up a couple extra batteries, and just know that this plane, according to Tower Hobbies, is designed to do belly landings just fine. I think that your prop will just kind of bump out of the way. You could snap a prop pretty easily on a belly landing, which is why I attempted to use the landing gear. With the Corsair, I feel like I had better luck because there's not as much weight in the nose on the Corsair, but it was an ugly landing. There's no way of denying that, and you're going to have a lot of ugly landings with this. There's your holes cut for the retracts. These do not retract, they're just wires, and they're actually just wedged in there. I could probably just pull one of those out now, but I'm going to leave them in. They're just barely there to get the job done, but it flies great. It flies fairly scale. That gray looked very metallic in the air. I'm really happy with that. For about $110, $120 or so, because they usually have promo codes on Tower Hobbies. You just cannot beat that. I don't think there was any glue putting this together either. It was really cool. I think you guys would like this. These little foam circles here were actually like tubes of foam, and the wing just slid in here, and then you put the tubes in, and it was kind of like a snug fit, and that's what holds that rear on. I mean, they just did a really good job with this from the ground up, and I wish that the Chinese companies that we show on the channel sometimes with planes, I wish they did the same level of quality, but it's just not there. If you're questioning, like, do I spend the extra $20 for quality, in this case, it is worth it, 100%. I love the Corsair, the Hellcat, the Millennium Master, and of course my favorite, the P-51 Mustang. I'm so sorry that it took me so long to get you on the channel, I really am, but now you're mine forever until I crash it, and I will. Everything crashes eventually, so get out there and enjoy the hobby. This is probably not a very good beginner-friendly plane. It's like a second or third plane. We'll have other beginner-friendly planes on the channel in the future. We've got other beginner-friendly recommendations from the past, so be sure to check those out. Thank you so much for watching our videos. We'll see you guys in the next video. Why did I say it like that? We'll leave it.